Good morning. Good morning. We're a little bit early to the party. You know I like to do that just to make sure we're all here, make sure that everything's rocking and rolling. So it looks to me like I'm on my own at the moment, but it's gone live and I did it all by myself today. So I threw away my stabilisers and I set it all up by myself, all the cameras. Let me just check the cameras. Got camera 1, hello there. Camera 2, that's what we're going to be doing, this. And then camera 3, actually, let me just put something on here so I can check it. Right, see, I was practicing my leaves. Right, so here we go. So there's camera 2. Camera 3, see, I can show you. See, I was just trying to do a leaf to show you the detail so that you can see really up close what I was talking about yesterday when you do shading. You see what I mean? So I'm getting right into it here. But you see how you do the shader here and then you do the shade there? So you draw your leaf like that, but then where you actually put the shade is here, there, and then there. See? And what you'll see is that when you do that, that's how you get that. Yeah. Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Sorry about that. If you haven't missed anything, we're just checking the cameras and we're just making sure that everything is working and the volume is good. Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to see you. It's so good to have your company. Lucy, Maureen, Pat, Heidi. Guten Morgen, Heidi. Grüß dich, meine Liebe. It's so good to see everybody just coming together. I love it, you know. And I was lying in bed this morning. As soon as the alarm bell went, I thought 6 o'clock. And straight away, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I think that is so important at the moment, that if it works for me, that we have this go-to place. It's like I said yesterday, for me, it was always work. I just knew I got up and I knew what I was doing. It was like clockwork. And so now I have you to come to. And it's really, I'm so grateful for that. So like I said, this is helping me as much as it's helping you. So let's everybody settle in. Have you got your cup of tea? I didn't make a cup of tea this morning, which is a nuisance. 2 minutes to 10 and then we can start. So yesterday we did something quite easy, quite relaxing, didn't we? That bower. Did you enjoy that? Cool, I tell you what, all the loveliness on Clarity Worldwide at the moment. It's so lovely to watch. It warms the old cockles, doesn't it? It's lovely to see, you know, and I get lots of private messages, friends that are calling me or emailing me and showing me their work, you know. That's the thing. Some people like to show and share, and other people are more private, and they like to just show me that they are actually they're there with us, you know. So, good morning, good morning. Let's have a look. Sorry for leaning over. Good morning, good morning. Hi Susan, hi Angela, hi Nicole. Well, it's a beautiful sunny day in Crowborough again. Difficult to actually comprehend what's going on, isn't it? Do you get these sort of parallel world? I get these flicks where I sit and I look at I look at the beautiful garden and I listen to the birds twittering away, and there's not much traffic clearly, and it's just so tranquil. And then suddenly you get this sort of a weird, like the film's gone, and then you think, oh my God, that's right, that's what's happening. It's so strange. It takes some adjusting, doesn't it? It really does. You're not alone if you get these surges of like, what is happening, and these wobbles. Believe you me, you are not alone. And we have to do what we can just to keep an even keel, don't we? And it seems to be working. Good morning, everybody. Come on in. Front seats are all taken, but it's all right. There's plenty of room for everybody here. We have to figure out a way, don't we, to just realign our thinking. And I think we can do that at different stages during the day as well. You know, like I walk this morning, because I'm on my own, like a lot of you are, I think of my head like there's a bit of a cave at the back. And sometimes if I'm not aware, or I'm not thinking, or I'm I'm not mindful, which is probably where the word comes from, careful, mindful, cautious, what will happen is my thoughts start taking me to the back of this cave. And the further I go back, it gets darker and darker. And then suddenly, oh, it's not, it's black. And I think, no, hang on a minute. Reality check, get back to the front of the cave, get back out to the sunshine, listen to the birds, look at the beautiful blue sky, get doodling, get with your hands, get out of that dark cave in your head and get with your hands, which is all we're doing here, isn't it? That's all we're doing, just getting with our hands. And so when I show you what we're going to do today, right, don't go, you must be joking, all right? Do not. All right, because I spent till 10 o'clock last night learning how to do this roof. So I'm only 8 hours behind you, 10 hours behind you, 12 hours in fact. Right, I'm 12 hours ahead of you is what I mean. I figured this out last night. There are no experts in this building. All right, there are no experts here in this SHAC. Safe, happy and creative, stay home and craft. There are no experts. I've just decided, I put my hand up and said, I'll be the designated driver, okay? And so this driver, my ride, my rules, this driver is doing a house today, okay? It's a shack, actually. It's a shack. A lot of us wouldn't mind living in a shack like this. Right, are you ready? Don't start. I'll never be able to do it, right? There you go. It's a shack. And I want to show you, there's a couple of little tricks, right? Let's have a look. First of all, today, do you like it? I was really pleased with this. Some really neat little tricks. But it's like everything else that we've done so far. When you start to break it down, you'll see, hang on a minute, I know how to do those. We've done the birds. We've done those trees. We've done that tree. Do you remember we did that on day 2? We've done that. We've done a roof of sorts. Do you remember in the bower? Let's have a look. Yesterday, we did that one, didn't we? Which was quite twee. Like tweet, twee. So it went together, didn't it? So this one, I thought a tweed roof like that wouldn't look quite the same as like an old shingle roof. I thought a shingle roof would be fun. It's a little bit different, isn't it? Let's have a look closer up so you can see, because it's the roof that we're going to look at today. Right. Let's have a look. Let it get focused, and then let's have a look at what I've done. Right, so pretty basic, really. You know, think bird table, right? So we've got the roof. It's quite funky. All we're going to look at today is the house, the roof primarily, and that I love this frame. I don't know. See this frame here? It's just an optical illusion, but doesn't it look like a tube? Very easy to do. I love it. So I thought that is what we'll do today. And then tomorrow we can do the rest. So today it's the house and the frame, and then the backdrop we'll sort out afterwards. Cool? You still here? Let me just make sure you haven't all cleared off, because I've done this once. I know how it works. My clarity password. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, I reckon we'll have a go. And like I said, there are no experts in this building. There are no experts in this building. If I showed you, there you go, there's my sketch. I'll show you. If I show you what I did to get the idea, look, you see? Look where my chimney was going. You'd have to call someone in, wouldn't you, if you had a chimney? So look, I know I wanted it at a jaunty angle, but that is seriously on the wonk. And then see the little bird tables? Because I thought, yeah, look, recognise this little fella? Look. So I thought, well, we'll put him in because it's so nice if you're creating a diary. I know a lot of you are using, do you know our journals? Let me show you. We've got these journal books, haven't we? These little journal books. And a lot of you, see, I've got my little private one that I use. A lot of you are using these, and so you're building up your pictures in here, which is quite nice. I know that Sheila Metzeler, she was saying, and there was somebody else, who was it? And they said that what they did was they did it in large format like this, and then they transferred it into small format into the little journal. Oh, I know, it was Debbie McMullen yesterday. Debbie said when she called and we had a little chat. So that's quite nice. These are really smashing little watercolour, like postcard size again, isn't it? But it might be a nice little diary idea anyway. So yeah, that's what a few of you are doing, which I thought was a smashing idea. For me, right, for me it's more about the process. For me it's more about the process. But I just want to show you that this is basically how I arrive. That's my composition. I think sometimes it's good to see where it comes from. And so let's have a look, shall we? A piece of copy paper and a pencil. Right, hang on a minute. Are you ready for this then? Let me just, do you know what? This is typical grey. Look, I started out with one pencil, one pen, look, and now I've got a family of them. Typical. I don't know, and I can't even find my favourite pencil. But it's okay. I've got, I only need one. Seriously, this is what this is all about. You just need a piece of copy paper and a pen and a pencil, maybe a rubber, an eraser, right? Certainly at this stage, I'd recommend that you get one of them, an eraser. Because we're going to sketch it out, unless you are an expert, in which case you can just go straight to task, but I for sure cannot. So I'm going to take my pencil. Right, we've got a bit of copy paper, and then we'll just break it down. So many of you, when we do this, so many of you say, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that, so I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'll hang out at the back of the room, but I'm not even going to bother. And I think that's okay too. As long as you're hanging out, it's fine. You know, and the thing is, we record these, so you can do it in your own time. If you get sick of my voice, you can turn me down, switch me off, yeah? You can do it in your own time. You don't have to do it in real time with me now. If that makes you anxious, then that's the last thing you need. And if it makes you more comfortable just being in a gang and hanging out and watching us clown about and doodle, then that's fine too, you know? It's okay. But if you want to get going and you really want to enjoy the full experience, then get your pencil out now, because we're going to go for it. Right, piece of copy paper, pencil. We'll start with the roof. Oh, and you do need I'm telling you now, I'm going to need a rubber. If you don't need one, good for you. Right. Okay, pencil, rubber, pencil. This is when she's not sure where she's going. That's like Tommy Cooper. Do you remember? Not like that. Right. Okay, so let's have a look. What we're going to do is make a roof like that shape. So it's going to be like this. And size-wise, right, let's have a look. Size-wise, it's about from the tip of your finger to your knuckle. Unless you've got extremely long fingers, that's about the size of where you want to go. Okay? And all we'll do is make a cone. So it's almost like a... Right, so we'll do that to the top. And then we'll make a cone. So it's going to go to about there. Don't make it too big or it'll just take too long, won't it? Right, that'll do. And then we're going to do down that side as well. It's not dissimilar to what we did with the bird table. The bird table was just a little bit wider. And do you know what? Hey, listen, if you look at my house, all you've got is the main bedroom and a box room. If you make it wider, maybe you have 3 windows. Who's to say? You know what? You could have a 4-bedroom house with a conservatory. You could have ample parking around the back. I mean, it's entirely up to you. You can build your dream house here. Right, so that's that. That wasn't too hard, was it? Hang on, let me just get this to lean on because I'm getting all clammy. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the SHAC. It's Thursday. It's 10:10 and it's doodle time. Okay, so we've done that. Let's just get the shape of this house sorted out. And then we're going to come in a bit. So it's almost like I reckon. Do you want to have a quick look at the original? Gives you a bit of a clue, doesn't it? See, when you're freewheeling, like all I'm going to do is that now. Right, that'll do. Come on, Gray. I'll be here all day otherwise. Right, that'll do. Okay, so it's almost like an ice cream cone, isn't it? You know, like one of those ice cream cones. So we've got that bit. Let's get the chimney in. So we'll just put the chimney in. Go lightly, just in case you decide you want to remove it again or change it. It's quite a long one. It's quite a thin one. And then I'm going to put one of those Chinaman's hats on top so that it stops the rain coming in. Right, or it stops the birds nesting inside, doesn't it? See? Come on. If I can do this, you can do this. Do you know, I've just realised I haven't got any guttering. What's a girl to do? No gutters. Right, okay. Now, we're going to put I think a door. Should we make it look like a home now? Right, door next. Put a door in. Put a window in next to it. It's a little window. Right, and then upstairs I'm going to put a funky, go like the house that Jack built. You know, like a little bit woo-wah. If you try and make it all, not that woo-wah. If you try and make it all perfect, like straight, it just looks really naff. Trust me. I was there till 10 o'clock last night and I was trying to make it all lovely and it looked like rubbish. So the best thing to do is just go like the house that Jack built and go a little bit just freehand, like proper funky. Like where all the perspective is off, right? Door handle. We could put a couple of, should we do one of those lovely old, there you go. Can make a knocker. Oh, now she's getting brave. Right, we've put a knocker on there. Right, so we've got that and that. Have you got, you on this? Right, okay, and then I think we'll do the shingles. Right, let's have a look. It looks like rubbish until you get to the end. But then so did that one, didn't it? That looked a bit ropey until we'd finished. So it ain't over until it's over. Right, so the first thing we want to do is these shingles. And let me see if you can see it better. How you doing? I can't do this upside down though. That's going to be too much of a challenge. But I reckon this will work. How you doing? Are you keeping up? Come on, we haven't even really warmed up yet, have we? Paula, come on, let's get stuck in. Yes, here we go. Yeah, definitely no experts in this building. Thanks very much, Teresa. Right, so shingles. So the way the shingles sit, I don't know if you've ever studied a shingle roof, not that I have, but let's just say that they're all a bit wonky, aren't they? So we can go down like that, and one sits behind the other one like this. Look, can you see? I'm just going anywhere. Look, just in. Doesn't that look cool? I know, I'm easily pleased. Look, just keep going like that, and then do a smaller one, then do a longer one, then do a. I mean, whoever built this, you know, he got the shingles in one of those job lots where you just get everything, not new, used, just been taken off another roof, you know, one of those ones. Look, here we go. Look, this will be a good one. It's not hard, is it? So you just go like that. Let's just get this right. Right. I'm not sure what we're going to do when we get to the bottom. That's okay. I do know they've got to go underneath each other, haven't they? So this is going to be a brilliant exercise for shading. And we all like a bit of shading. Right, now I've got to concentrate a bit because I'm coming down to this bit. Okay. If you don't like what you've done, rubber to the rescue. Oh, see, now we get quiet. Stops being so manic, doesn't she? What do I think? Right, we'll put one down there. Oh, we're coming into the windows now. Bats in the belfry. Yeah, I might have to drop the windows a bit, you know. Or, nah, it's all right. Tell you what, though. Call the roofer. There you go. Do you know what? I'm happy with that. It'll do. It'll do. It's a doodle. How's that? I used to live in a house like this. So once we've got our shape, right, once you're happy with the shape, you maybe do we want to make it a bit taller, or should we just leave it as it is? Make it a bit thinner. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to do it differently if you want to change it. But I probably, yeah, I'm thinking I might make the door a bit longer. There you are, that's all. Just making the house a bit taller. It's all right. This is we used to live in a house, right, which was built, believe it or not, in 1412. It was called Ludwell's Farm. It was the oldest house in the region. When the kids were little, we lived there for about 15 years. And I'm telling you, in 1412, people were half our height. I'm sure of it, because and ironically, my son, who's 6'5" now, when he was a little, and of course he grew into it, didn't he? So when he got to about 10 and 11 and he started stretching, he used to hit his head on them. But he was good. I think because he grew up into this house, he used to have this amazing, when you watched him walk, he'd walk in, and when he'd get to the door that would have decapitated him, right? He would get to the door and he'd just swoop underneath it, and then he'd carry on. And he always walked, like in The Hobbit, when Gandalf comes and visits Frodo. You know what I mean? And he stands there. Well, that was Mark in the dining room. He used to stand there like this and just chat to you. And then as he'd lope off through the kitchen, he'd do this weird thing like Gandalf does. He could have got that part, Right, back to the roof. Okay. Did I give you a chance to catch up when I was waffling? Good. Okay. So what we're going to do now, let's have a look at where we're headed. I think it's always a good idea to keep your direction, isn't it? How is everybody? While you're having a quick look at that, let me have a look at who's here. So pleased with how the last one turned out. Yes, Miriam. Good. Yeah. If you don't catch up now, or you lose it a little bit, don't get frustrated. Just chill, just chill. It's not going anywhere. These are all recorded. At the end of it, we click the button and it's saved. That's the theory anyway. And I'm so glad now that the internet's behaving. So let's stick to the house, shall we? Let's just do that. Don't worry about all the trees and the landscape and all that. And the picket fence and the posts and the rails and all that. That's tomorrow's job. Today we're on the house, and we're on this really funky frame. In fact, while we've got our pencil in our hand, can we do the funky frame? Right, have another look at this. So you get the size of it, right? If I put it there, what you want to do now, it's about the size of your hand on the side. You see, just to give you an orientation. See, I really like this. Doesn't it look dimensional? So simple. So what we're going to do, right, this is where you've really got to go freehand. So you're going to come, I would say, do the bottom one first. So you're going to be about that big, because you want to come across here. So it's, do you want me to measure it so you get a rough idea? I know this is a little bit, let me see if this is centimetres. That's not useful to Barbara. She's an inch girl. All right, I'll give it a rough, there's an inch one. Right, okay, inch. So it's about 7 inches from one end to the other. 7 inches, the length of my hand. Right, so I'm just going to go, and I need to leave a little bit here for the garden. So I'm going to just go like that, and I'm going for it. Right, and over. What do I think? Yep, that'll do. Right, that's that one. Like a wave. And then I'm going to come up here, and I'm just going to sweep in. So from here, I'm going to go like that. I reckon that'll work well. Yeah? And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Let's just get a frame going. That'll do. And then I'm going to sweep down to the roof. Right, ready? And up that side again. That'll do. Look, it doesn't have to be like that. Do you know what? You could do that if you want. I'm showing off. Now, so once you're happy with the sort of general, the way it's rolling, right? let's have another look at where we're going, just to give you a clue. Because let's face it, you want a guide of some description, don't you? Now, funny enough, this one, I got so close, I thought, no, I've wrecked it. But that ended up being my favourite bit. So now I'm going to try and deliberately get that close, which probably won't work now. So I'm going to, shall I put it on the inside or on the outside? Let me just have a little peep. I reckon we'll come on the inside on this one. Keep it tighter, right? So on this one, we're going to come round like that. And then off the other side, like so. That's hard. That's not hard, is it? And we'll do the same on this side. Maybe if it's too small, then let's have a go. I might come on the outside on this one just to make it a bit bigger. That'll do. And then on this one, I'm definitely coming in on the inside, like that. And on this one, I think I'll stick on the outside so that I've got a bit more room for my fence and my steps and what have you. So we'll wait for you in a minute, because I know this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I can't even work out what I'm doing. So, right, let's have a go. Okay, so I'm going to go up like that, and then I'm coming round. I'm going to go tight over there, I reckon. And maybe when I do it with... Let's see, when I do it in best, I might just do it like that. There you go. Let's see what happens when we go tight. I like that tight look, so I can do that. So if you've got your pencil frame, because this is where you can change it. So you've got a bit of a frame, and we've still got enough room, you see. You've got plenty of room to put your heels in the back, put a bit of fencing in, do a few... Look, see? So it should be about the size of your hand that way and about the size of this bit here. Gives you enough room to play, and it's not too big that you're going to get angsty. You know, you don't want to get all, oh, this is way too much. This is fine. So that's it now. Are we cool? Back to the roof. Back to the roof. What we need now is a micron pen. So I'm going to use my number 1 to do the outline. And then, if you have got a number 005, if you haven't, don't worry, just use the number 1 and don't press so hard. But if you do have a number 005, let me show you. This should work. Right, let me see. What have we got? There you go. See, so you've got the number 1, which is a bit fatter, a little bit white. It's what I use for everything, to be honest. But when we get into the shingle, you might want to use a thinner one. So let's have a look. Number 1. And what we're going to do now, this is the relaxing bit. Look, we've already been at this 25 minutes. Right, come on, chop, chop. So we're going to put the roof in. Like that. And then we'll do our shingles. So in go the shingles. To the outside. Can you hear the wood pigeon? I stop now. There we go. So we just work our way down from left to right. Let's have a look on the tighter camera. Here we go. Right, and I'm going to lean on my groovy guard. Right. Once we get our shape in, it's like a lot of things, you know. They don't look finished until they're finished, do they? And they're not done till then either. You know, I was saying yesterday, this is something that we should really be aware of, that so many of us, we think we're being judged all the time. And so we think we're rubbish. Now, where did we learn that we're rubbish? Who told us? My dad and my mum never told me I was rubbish at anything. They always encouraged me. They always said that I was brilliant and lovely and all those encouraging things that parents say, you know. And yet, for some reason, I think I have to work on it, all the time because my natural default is I'm not good enough. Now, where does that come from? And I think I'm not alone. So maybe while we're doing our doodling, maybe we could use this as not only as a mindful exercise to switch off from everything that's going on in the world at the moment, but also let's do the house as well, if you're happy with the shape. But maybe we should take a close look at why we are so self-deprecating and so down on ourselves all the time. You know, I don't know why I do that. It's very deep-seated though, I do know that. My pen's going a bit ropey. It's a good job I've got loads more. Let me see if I've got a better one. That's better. Relax. Here we are. Are you having a good time? I think it's important to just stay in the moment. We've heard it so much. Do you remember all that mindful? They made an industry out of it, didn't they? It's all about staying with your hands. And I mean, us crafters, we've known this for years. We all craft for a reason. There aren't many people that I know who just craft because they want to make cards. You know, most of us craft because we need distraction. What's that look like? It's all right. It's a doorknob. It's a doorknob. Oh, don't do that. All right, I'll colour it in quickly. Right. It's a doorknob. It's a knocker. Where was I? I was having my mindful moment and then I got distracted by my knob. My knocker. Right, okay. Let's go back to the windows. Let's do the windows. Let's leave the door alone for a minute. Let's go in here and let's make little frames. Here we are. As I was saying, before I got so rudely interrupted by myself, the mindful process, you know, the crafting, in our community, we all know why we craft. Everybody has their reasons. I started crafting to switch off. There you go. Because I knew I needed to get out of my head, that dark cave that I was talking about earlier. That was my... Cool, that looks quite good, you know. Actually, rather than... This door has got a plank going along the bottom as well. It's a mudguard thing. And if you look at a lot of old doors, like the one at Ludwell's, that actually is right. Let's get past the knob. The knocker. Right. They do have that along the bottom, often, and along the top. And then, if you want to get really clever, it's too late for me now, but you could do one of them, you know, like a barn door, or you could do a Dutch door. We've got one of those where it splits in the middle. You can open. Oh, now she's getting technical. There are so many different things. I mean, you could build your own home here, couldn't you? Right, how are you doing? Have you got your house? Let's have a look from the top. Yeah, he looks all right to me. Hey, look, not that far off. Not that far off. It's not supposed to be the same. It's just supposed to be a shingle roof, little wonky, funky cottage, isn't it? How are you doing? Let me just check. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Jane. We've got all the experts in the building. Hang on a minute. All the DT Sue McCauslands. Hello, love. It's nice to have your company. Okay, right, we're going in for it now. The shingles. Let's go to the shingles. Right, the shingle tiles. What I'm going to do now is take my fine pen. And now, this is where you just settle in and you just, look, just do that. Right, and you just keep going and you go all the way through. And what you'll find is you can use the number 1 pen, you can use a pencil, you can use a biro, and all you're going to do is just add lines like that. These are wooden. See? So you press a bit lighter. The magic will come in a minute when we put the shade in, because obviously the shingles, they sit underneath each other, don't they? A couple of years ago, because we live in an old house here, and there, you know, when we had some really bad weather and there was a storm, and it took some of the tiles off the roof. So Dave decided to get a roofer in, get a team in, and get them repaired. You know, like stitching time saves 9 and all that, because otherwise, you know, one comes down, the whole lot comes down. So they put the scaffolding up, and they, you know, we left in the morning to go to work, and they put the scaffolding up. Well, I kid you not, when we came home, you know when you were small, when we were kids, remember those dolls' houses where you could open the side of it, like the whole front used to just flap like that. Well, I kid you not, we got out of the car and the side of the house was gone. Like I could see my bedroom. I could see my furniture, my bedroom furniture in the house, through the side of the house. It was like from the ceiling down to from the roof, from here to here, gone. Right? I couldn't believe it. And they said that what happened was they moved some because they wanted to repair, and then the whole lot came down. And do you know what was holding it up? This is a 450-year-old house. What was holding the tiles on? These are the ones on the side of the house. You know when houses have got tiles that all along here? Well, we had it all on the side like that. And what was holding the tiles on the side of the house was the wallpaper on the inside. Imagine that. The wallpaper on the inside. I mean, who builds this stuff? Yeah. And we went right back. It was all the, you know, the old wattle and daub, and it was interesting, very interesting, but quite alarming to see the side of your house gone. It took some rebuilding as well, I can tell you. So yeah, it's all right now though. How are you getting on with your shingle tiles? Getting there. How are we doing for time? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going, because I haven't got anywhere to go with you. I think we're going to be, I think we may as well get used to the idea. I think that this lockdown is going to be longer than anticipated. If this is going to be effective, if this self-isolation is going to keep us safe and keep the NHS safe and save lives, I think we may as well accept that we're going to be staying at home in our shacks for longer than was originally forecast. So I think we need to start developing a little bit of acceptance around that. And I'll tell you another thing, because we've got the Easter weekend coming up, haven't we? And I'm pretty certain that we, as a community, us crafters, you know, we're not daft. We know better than to go out, especially since so many of us are in the at-risk category and vulnerable, you know. But even Easter is going to be, even for us, it's a little bit of a, you know, because we do like going out at Easter, don't we? We do like going out at Easter. We do like going for our walks, our Easter walks. But it'll be all right. It's just another day. It's just another day. So how are we doing? Who lives in a house like this, I wonder? Hey? Who lives in a house like this? Should we put the shadows on the roof now? Right, so this is where it gets good. So we take our, going to put our drop shadows in now. And what we've got to look at now is which tile is on top. So if that's the tile on top, then the shadow goes there. If that's the tile on top, the shadow goes there. Shadow goes there. Let's do all the lower ones first. Watch how it pings when you do this. Right? So these are all going to be working from the top, aren't they? Do you see? So you go like that. We'll worry about which ones are overlapping this way in a minute. Let's just get the shadow in first. You watch how you build it up. Yeah, who lives in a house like this? Who lives... Have we got some young artists doodling away with us as well? I do hope so. This is such a constructive, creative pastime. It so is, isn't it? Here we go. So you see how that works, doesn't it? And then we've got to decide, right, I think that one's in front of that one, so I've got to add a little bit. Actually, I'll add a bit of shadow up there as well. Right, just get the basics in, and then we can always add more afterwards. That's going to be that one there. That's behind that one. That's behind that one. That's behind that one. Let's go on to the bigger camera, see if you can see it. There you go, look. So you just go through now and work out which one is behind which. And do you know what? If you get it wrong, it's all right. It's not terminal. They're not all going to... The shingle roof police aren't going to come knocking at your door and say, well, hang on a minute. You've got that all wrong. Right. Here we go. Check that out. How effective is this? Right? It's easy, isn't it? The house that Jack built. When I was at university in Salford, I lived in the first year, I lived in a house in Northumberland Avenue in Salford. And at the end of Northumberland Avenue, there was a pub called The House That Jack Built. I mean, I'm going back now to the 70s. Good grief. Yeah, 1977. Gordon Bennett. Yes, in 1977. Anyway, there was this pub called The House That Jack Built, and it was just like this. You know, it was all wonky and it was built like jaunty, you know. Let's do a little bit of shading on the Chinaman's hat, on the rain guard. There you go. See, now you can get more depth. Have a look. Is it coming together yet? See? So you're getting that shade. Probably before we did the shading, we should have got rid of the colour, but we can do that under... Look, that's all right. My roof was fine anyway. But let's get rid of the shading on the house before we start colouring in. See, and what you can do as well is if you feel it's a little bit dark, you can always lighten it up a bit too, can't you? If you feel it's gone a little bit dark. Actually, I like it. It's shingle. Alrighty. And then what I did on my original one, let me just show you. You can see. I don't know if you can. Let me see if I go a little bit tighter to the camera. Let it focus. See if it focuses. Yeah. There you go. See the little nails? Dave looked at this. He went, well, I'm not sure. I said, shut up, Dave. It's art. He said it wouldn't work. I said, they're supposed to be underneath the shingles. I said, yeah, but this is, it's called poetic license. This is artistic license. He was telling me what sort of wood it is and how they're overlaid. He was giving me all the gen. I was like, well, that's brilliant, thanks. There you go. See, he told me what wood it is and I can't remember. Who here knows what wood? Help me out. Dave told me and I've forgotten already. What sort of wood is it? I know it's quite soft wood, isn't it? So we're going to put a few of these in. There you go. To your heart's delight. So that all works. Now they're up. They're nailed up. They're not going anywhere. How are you doing? How quickly time flies when you do this. Do you notice that? I look at the clock and I think, gosh, we've been at this for 40 minutes already. And the streaming's still working and the recording's still working and you're all still here. I want to show you, that's gonna, what I want you to do, right, this afternoon before tomorrow, I want to just show you can finish up your little house, can't you? You can do your doodles, do your shading in the windows, right? Do your shading in the windows. Just stick to the house though. But I want to show you, if we just do one side, I want to show you the border because this border is so cool to do. Let me just show you it. I just need to get you started because then you've got, well, you've got as long as you need to do this. But let me just show you how it works. It's really easy, but it's very effective. Watch. So say, let's take this edge here. So what we're going to do, we're going to split up like, there you go. So we'll split up like so, which we've been doing, haven't we? Do you remember when we did the black and white one? It's not dissimilar to the black and white. Right. So we'll do that first. That'll work. Yeah, nice. Okay, so you got your shape in. Now we're going to take our number 1 pen. Let me show you. Hang on, I've got so many. This is what happens here. You've got so many that you can't find the one you need. That'll do. Okay, let me make sure it's a good one. One of these is drying out. Sorry about this, guys. Right, all this doodling. I need another set of pens. No. Hang on. That'll do. Right, I've got one. Okay. So what we're going to do now is let's do our doodle. So this is where we're going to do the outside edge first. And you can stop. Don't feel that you've got to. Just go as far as you can. Keep your eye on the road ahead. It's like riding a motorbike. Don't look at the wheel. You look at the road ahead. How does she know these things? Well, believe it or not, underneath in the garage, I've got a Harley Davidson. Oh, I haven't been on it for a while, mind. I think I've lost my bottle now. I'd have to have a refresher lesson. But it's a beautiful one. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to just, let's pop the lines in like this. Right, so we'll go like that. Let's do these up here. And then, this is where you've got to really actually, this is so good for the mindful process. What I mean by that is focusing exactly on what you're doing. Can I make a suggestion? Use your pencil, because you only need a little flicker of something to go through your head and then you'll get this wrong. So what we're going to do is we're going to have one black, one white, one black, one white, one black, one white, one black, one white. Same as before. So we'll start here, but instead of, what we'll do is we'll start at the end. So I'm going to do, now I'm going to go white, and then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. Let me just sharpen my pencil. Oh, hello. Because I've been shading, excuse me. Right, because I've been shading, my pencil's gone blunt. Let me sharpen it so I can get a better edge. That's better. Okay. Black, white, black, white. That's better. Right, so then I'm going to pop, cool, it's a bit tight there, grey. I overcooked it. But if you do this, then you're less likely to go wrong because you've given yourself the orientation. A bit tight. Okay, so let's just say, and you're going to do that all the way around. Let's just stick to this though. Are you cool with this? Let's have a look. You can see exactly what I'm doing here, can't you? Now you take your 01 again, your micron pen, and what you're going to do now, this is where you've really got to concentrate. It's just going to go through like that and leave a white gap in the middle. So where it's really tight like that, I've got to really, see, I really went too silly, but it will look all right. You watch, the overall effect will be right. So then what you're going to do is just put the lines in either side, just like I did in pencil. I'm just trying to make sure I can do it. Yeah, there you go. So just in the middle, slowly does it. Right. Optical illusion, but I love this. Okay, and then what we're going to do, I'll do the tightest area first because that's going to be the tricky bit where I went too tight. And if you did, just do that for a minute. And then you get the bigger area. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? We're in the southeast of England, in a little town called Crowborough, in a little cottage that's 450 years old, that's got a cellar and a nice old garden. And we're very lucky. We're very lucky. We know that. Where are you? Where's your shack? See? So what you're doing is you're colouring in the area on either side like this. When it gets bigger, it's easier. Look, you just colour it in gently. And take your time. These micron pens are superb. But what you want to do is you just glide over the, you're not pressing really. I'm not pressing hard. I'm just dispensing the ink really. Like that. Yesterday, I did a really nice blog, Daffodil. And again, that's all about shading. So if you're bored, have a look at the barbaragrayblog.com. I blog every day. It's a lifesaver for me. But yeah, I blog every day. I have done for many years. And there are so many arty crafty projects, step-by-steps. And then you good people, go and show us your artwork in Clarity Worldwide or Groovy Worldwide. You will be amazed. If you're new to this community, to this tribe, you will be astounded at the beautiful artwork, what people get up to, and the skill levels. It's just baffling. I'm really very privileged to be part of the crafting community, because I think people, they don't understand just how creative we are, you know. And maybe because we don't have a degree in art, we think, maybe that's where it comes from, that we think we're less than or something, I don't know. But what I do know is that the people in our community are exceptionally creative, just amazing what they can come up with, you know. Give them a stamp and an ink pad and a bit of paper and then watch them go. Give them a pen and a little bit of just a few ideas and it's staggering what they can come up with. Right, so you see I've done that edge there, and then I'll take my rubber, my red rubber, and I'm just going to take out the colour, you know, the pencil marks. I'll just take them out first before I add the shade in again. See, it's not quite done yet, we're not done, but I just want to take, see, these Micron pens are brilliant actually, aren't they? Look, they don't move. Right, let's have a look at what we've done. How are we doing for time? Oh, we've got to call it a day in a minute. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. Look, see, so we've done that. But now what we're going to do, on the lower edge, this is going to be cool. On the lower edge, right, what you're going to do is you're going to go in there and you're going to add shade there on the white one. So as you go through, and this, you watch what happens. I'm just adding a bit of shade there. I'm being quite radical actually. Right, just a bit of quite thick. And this is what makes it look round. This is what gives you the round option or the round illusion. Now you have a look. When I turn this over, you'll see now I've got a really thick line along the bottom, so I thicken that line. But then what I'm going to do, I'll do it upside down so you can see it. What I'll do then is I'll bring it up. Let me get my, this is where I want a flat pencil. You know, when I go like this, I get a chisel, right? And it just gives it that look. Now it's soft, not pointy. That's what I'm after. Right, so now I can shade, make sure I've got the chisel the right way, and then I'll go back in like that, and then as I come up, I go light to the middle. So I go like that, and then as I come up, it gets lighter. So you get a graduation. I mean, here, not so much opportunity, but it still works, you know, look. Get in with the tip, and then you chisel up lightly. But you don't go beyond the halfway mark. These lines here are the white lines on the black are your guideline to stop where the shade goes. So you get in there tight, watch, right? And then as you come up, as you get to there, it fades to nothing. And don't forget, if you overcook it, it's not a problem. You just take out your rubber and rub it away again. Right, in you go. Look at that. I think that's really clever. Doesn't that look clever? So effective. Right, and then you go in there and you give it a good old... Right. Now let's have a look up close. Do you see how it looks like a tube? Well, I think it does, doesn't it? And I just need to change that end bit there. And then I've done one whole side. So, let's have a look what we've done. And where we've been and where we're headed. Right, so we've done our shingle roof, which looks great. We're going to do the house. That's all we're going to do. And then between now and mañana, when we get back together again at 10 o'clock tomorrow, I want you to go around and do this. So you've got your frame. See, and once you've got your outside, then this is going to be a piece of cake. We'll build the stairs. We'll do the little picket fence. We'll put the little bird house in, the bird table. We'll just fill the rest of the picture. But before we do that, we need our outer edge. There you go, all done. I hope that wasn't too overwhelming. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it gives you what you need. And you've got a bit of homework. It's just something to do. You can do it in the garden. You can doodle in the garden. You can doodle somewhere in the shade. You know, just all you need is something hard to doodle on. Table works for me. Yeah, I think this has been a really nice session. I've really enjoyed it, and we're stretching ourselves a little bit, and we're learning a couple of new tricks, and we're rolling in some old tricks. And at the end of the day, all we're doing is having a doodle session together and just parking everything that's going on outside, because there's nothing we can do about it. So we might as well, one day at a time, we may as well just keep going, eh? And who knows, by the time we get out of here, we'll all have a master's. We'll all be doodleologists, won't we? We'll have a doodleology degree. Doodleology. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you get something out of this. I know I do. And so I'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine if the sun is shining where you are. Stay home and craft. Safe, happy and creative. And don't forget to check out Barbara Gray blog or barbaragrayblog.com or Clarity Worldwide, because that's where everybody's hanging out at the moment. That's where everybody's going to congregate. These are safe Facebook pages. I know a lot of you don't do Facebook, and I totally understand that. I tell you what, Twitter's the one that's getting on my pip. I think I'm just about to flick the off switch on Twitter. But the thing is that the social media is such a fantastic way for us to stay in touch. We just have to use it sensibly. So be safe, be sensible, and I'll see you tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye-bye now. And now I have to switch it off. Bye.